At Village Care Max, we take a personal approach in arranging the best quality healthcare options for you.
Communicating with my doctors and health plan is important to me. Being a trained nurse, my Village Care Max manager takes the time to educate my family and I about my Medicare Advantage health options, such as
OTC, dental coverage, vision, and hearing. She helps me make the right decision.
Village Care Max. See what's possible when healthcare gets personal. For more information, call us or visit villagecaremax.org.
Hello, Diane and Caregivers Outreach Ministry Empowerment. Congratulations on your 14th anniversary. I just can't believe it's 14 years. It seems as if you just started yesterday. I'm Patricia Myers, the manager and former board member of the COM organization, and we want to congratulate you on this day. Now I want to turn it over to the CEO of McCall's Bronxwood Funeral Home, Mr. James Austin.
Well, thanks, Pat. And hello, Diane. How's everything with you? I want to congratulate you, but especially I want to congratulate the 11 caregivers who have been selected and will be celebrated today. Unfortunately, we can't get together, break bread, give one another the comfort and support that we need in that face-to-face, person-to-person interaction. But we give you all of our love, wish everyone the best, and look forward to 2021 with this pandemic behind us and the opportunity to get together. Congratulations to everyone.
At La Dorch, we know that finding the right home care service isn't always easy. During these uncertain times, we've partnered with your doctors, care managers, health insurance providers, and community organizations to ensure coordinating the best plan of care for you. Our primary purpose is to help others. How can we help you?
Good day. My name is Catherine Martinez, President and CEO of Neighborhood Shop, a social service agency committed to serving older adults, caregivers, and those with disabilities for over 40 years. On behalf of Shop, we want to congratulate all the nominees who will be honored today at COM's 14th Annual Family Caregiver Recognition Gala. I want to especially acknowledge caregiver Joanne Kilcullen, who cared for her mom, 98 years old, until her recent passing this past June. Mom suffered from dementia, was bedbound, and nonverbal. Ms. Kilcullen, a retired school teacher, dedicated her time to ensure mom's well-being and was her voice. Taking on the task to care for a loved one is the noblest responsibility, yet it can be the most stressful responsibility. So today we honor you for your commitment and dedication to caring unconditionally. Congratulations to each of you. Congratulations, Diane Cooper, for your continuing success to meet the needs of others through your vital services.
I'm Melissa Monteleone, and I'm an elder law attorney at the Monteleone Law Group. Our firm helps to advocate for our elderly and disabled clients, their families, and caregivers. We take the time to help our clients with asset protection for Medicaid long term care benefits and estate planning to make sure that they have peace of mind that their affairs are in order. I want to take the time to congratulate this year's honorees. Thank you for the exceptional job that you do each and every day to make sure that your loved ones are cared for. Whether you realize it or not, you're a hero and your work deserves to be commended. Thank you for your sacrifice, dedication, and compassion.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cruz Fuchsman, and on behalf of our CEO, Elliot Klein, and the entire staff at the NYPCC, we would like to congratulate Diana Cooper for putting together her first virtual family caregiver gala event. We would like to congratulate to all the honorees of this event, parents and grandparents, to all of you. Thank you for the hard work and congratulations.
At Village Care Max, we take a personal approach in arranging the best quality healthcare options for you.
Communicating with my doctors and health plan is important to me. Being a trained nurse, my Village Care Max manager takes the time to educate my family and I about my Medicare Advantage health options, such as
OTC, dental coverage, vision and hearing. She helps me make the right decision.
Village Care Max. See what's possible when healthcare gets personal. For more information, call us or visit villagecaremax.org.
Hello, Diane and Caregivers Outreach Ministry Empowerment. Congratulations on your 14th anniversary. I just can't believe it's 14 years. It seems as if you just started yesterday. I'm Patricia Myers, the manager and former board member of the COM organization, and we want to congratulate you on this day. Now I want to turn it over to the CEO of McCall's Bronxwood Funeral Home, Mr. James Austin.
Well, thanks, Pat. And hello, Diane. How's everything with you? I want to congratulate you, but especially I want to congratulate the 11 caregivers who have been selected and will be celebrated today. Unfortunately, we can't get together, break bread, give one another the comfort and support that we need in that face-to-face, person-to-person interaction. But we give you all of our love, wish everyone the best, and look forward to 2021 with this pandemic behind us and the opportunity to get together. Congratulations to everyone.
At La Dorch, we know that finding the right home care service isn't always easy. During these uncertain times, we've partnered with your doctors, care managers, health insurance providers, and community organizations to ensure coordinating the best plan of care for you. Our primary purpose is to help others. How can we help you?
Good day. My name is Catherine Martinez, President and CEO of Neighborhood Shop, a social service agency committed to serving older adults, caregivers, and those with disabilities for over 40 years. On behalf of Shop, we want to congratulate all the nominees who will be honored today at COM's 14th Annual Family Caregiver Recognition Gala. I want to especially acknowledge caregiver Joanne Kilcullen, who cared for her mom, 98 years old, until her recent passing this past June. Mom suffered from dementia, was bedbound, and nonverbal. Ms. Kilcullen, a retired school teacher, dedicated her time to ensure mom's well-being and was her voice. Taking on the task to care for a loved one is the noblest responsibility, yet it can be the most stressful responsibility. So today we honor you for your commitment and dedication to caring unconditionally. Congratulations to each of you. Congratulations, Diane Cooper, for your continuing success to meet the needs of others through your vital services.
I'm Alyssa Monteleone, and I'm an elder law attorney at the Monteleone Law Group. Our firm helps to advocate for our elderly and disabled clients, their families, and caregivers. We take the time to help our clients with asset protection for Medicaid long term care benefits and estate planning to make sure that they have peace of mind that their affairs are in order. I want to take the time to congratulate this year's honorees. Thank you for the exceptional job that you do each and every day to make sure that your loved ones are cared for. Whether you realize it or not, you're a hero and your work deserves to be commended. Thank you for your sacrifice, dedication, and compassion.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cruz Fuchsman, and on behalf of our CEO, Elliot Klein, and the entire staff at the NYPCC, we would like to congratulate Diana Cooper for putting together her first virtual family caregiver gala event. We would like to congratulate to all the honorees of this event, parents and grandparents, to all of you. Thank you for the hard work and congratulations.
At Village Care Max, we take a personal approach in arranging the best quality healthcare options for you.
Communicating with my doctors and health plan is important to me. Being a trained nurse, my Village Care Max manager takes the time to educate my family and I about my Medicare Advantage health options, such as
OTC, dental coverage, vision and hearing. She helps me make the right decision.
Village Care Max. See what's possible when healthcare gets personal. For more information, call us or visit villagecaremax.org.
Hello, Diane and Caregivers Outreach Ministry Empowerment. Congratulations on your 14th anniversary. I just can't believe it's 14 years. It seems as if you just started yesterday. I'm Patricia Myers, the manager and former board member of the COM organization, and we want to congratulate you on this day. Now I want to turn it over to the CEO of McCall's Bronxwood Funeral Home, Mr. James Austin.
Well, thanks, Pat. And hello, Diane. How's everything with you? I want to congratulate you, but especially I want to congratulate the 11 caregivers who have been selected and will be celebrated today. Unfortunately, we can't get together, break bread, give one another the comfort and support that we need in that face-to-face, person-to-person interaction. But we give you all of our love, wish everyone the best, and look forward to 2021 with this pandemic behind us and the opportunity to get together. Congratulations to everyone.
At La Dorch, we know that finding the right home care service isn't always easy. During these uncertain times, we've partnered with your doctors, care managers, health insurance providers, and community organizations to ensure coordinating the best plan of care for you. Our primary purpose is to help others. How can we help you?
Good day. My name is Catherine Martinez, President and CEO of Neighborhood Shop, a social service agency committed to serving older adults, caregivers, and those with disabilities for over 40 years. On behalf of Shop, we want to congratulate all the nominees who will be honored today at COM's 14th Annual Family Caregiver Recognition Gala. I want to especially acknowledge caregiver Joanne Kilcullen, who cared for her mom, 98 years old, until her recent passing this past June. Mom suffered from dementia, was bedbound, and nonverbal. Ms. Kilcullen, a retired school teacher, dedicated her time to ensure mom's well-being and was her voice. Taking on the task to care for a loved one is the noblest responsibility, yet it can be the most stressful responsibility. So today we honor you for your commitment and dedication to caring unconditionally. Congratulations to each of you. Congratulations, Diane Cooper, for your continuing success to meet the needs of others through your vital services.
I'm Melissa Monteleone, and I'm an elder law attorney at the Monteleone Law Group. Our firm helps to advocate for our elderly and disabled clients, their families, and caregivers. We take the time to help our clients with asset protection for Medicaid long-term care benefits and estate planning to make sure that they have peace of mind that their affairs are in order. I want to take the time to congratulate this year's honorees. Thank you for the exceptional job that you do each and every day to make sure that your loved ones are cared for. Whether you realize it or not, you're a hero and your work deserves to be commended. Thank you for your sacrifice, dedication, and compassion.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cruz Fuchsman, and on behalf of our CEO, Elliot Klein, and the entire staff at the NYPCC, we would like to congratulate Diana Cooper for putting together her first virtual family caregiver Gala event. We would like to congratulate to all the honorees of this event, parents and grandparents, to all of you. Thank you for the hard work and congratulations.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Diane Cooper, and I'm the president and founder of Caregivers Outreach Mentorship Empowerment. But I'm also a caregiver. I was a caregiver for my dad, my mom, and presently the caregiver for my husband. And we're celebrating 2 years of him being a lung transplant recipient. I want to thank you all for taking part in our 14th annual Family Caregivers Gala in recognition of National Family Caregivers Month. We take this opportunity to recognize the sacrifices that family caregivers make to assure the safety and well-being of their loved ones. I would like to recognize the sacrifices of our essential and frontline workers also that have made sacrifices during these trying times. So let me say thank you to you all. I want to thank my board members, volunteers, my two assistants, Cameron Stewart, and also Alicia Fagan, and our partners for your support of our mission in making a difference in the lives of caregivers. The honorees were nominated through family, friends, neighbors, healthcare providers. Normally, this event is held in a catered venue. We network, enjoy the ambiance, dance, and we shower the caregivers with love, flowers, and present them with a tabletop plaque. What I love most about the event is seeing the smiles on the caregivers' faces. I don't know about you guys, but this elbow touching and this knuckle popping, pumping, or whatever they call it, it ain't hitting it for me. I miss being able to embrace each other, to hug each other, and to show that love. However, 2020 have been a tough year for us all, with the loss of jobs, decreased hours at work, loss of family members, having difficult times paying bills, in addition to undertaking additional roles and responsibilities as a caregiver. So we decided to do something a little different this year. We've kind of figured that a plaque would not pay for food, pay a bill, pay for medicine, or to pay for maybe aid services, or to pay for a device to communicate better with loved ones. So this year, we're gifting our 2020 honorees with a monetary gift, with the hope that we will see that smile on their faces. They will also be given a free consultation in which we will work along with them to assure them that they are aware of all the resources that are available to them as they undertake this role of caregiving. I'm thrilled and I'm excited. With all of your support and our partners, we were able to be a blessing and make a difference in the lives of caregivers, even in a time as this. When you all get a chance, please visit the website and click on the logos of all our partners to get more information on the services that they provide. And also just walk through our website to see other services that we offer. And if you haven't decided on what to do for maybe another caregiver, your employees, a friend, a family members who are caregivers, also take a look at our store and take a look at our beautiful affirmation cards. These cards are great, very encouraging, and it's something that caregivers can have right at the tip of their fingers in those times of need. You can keep up with us through our social media, our weekly articles in the Co-op City Times, and our monthly article on our website. And please look forward to our upcoming monthly support sessions, Let's Talk, and that'll be starting in January. I pray that God will continue to bless you all with his mercy, with his grace and favor, and he will shield you and your families with safety and good health. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our host for today, Dr. Nikki Stewart. Dr. Nikki Stewart has over 20 years of experience in social services, particularly in the field of aging, with a focus on caregiving support and kinship care. She currently works at the Department for the Aging, DFTA, as a director of Citywide New York Connection Program. She serves as a board member for the Citywide Behavioral Health Coalition for Black Elderly, Inc., and is also the chair of research and advocacy for us here at COME. She has a bachelor's degree in health education and an executive master of public administration. Completed her doctorate studies in education at St. John's Fisher College. Most of all, Nikki is one that is totally committed and passionate about any task that she chooses one to take. I am honored to introduce her as our host for today, Dr. Nikki Stewart.
Thank you, Diane. That was wonderful. So I'm going to start off with going over the mission and the vision of Caregivers Outreach Mentorship Empowerment. Our mission is to educate and equip family caregivers with accessible resources and knowledge to make a comfortable decision for their loved ones. Our mission is also to equip leaders with the tools necessary to support family caregivers, as well as to educate the community on the needs and challenges of family caregivers. Our vision is to prepare families with the tools necessary to successfully navigate the challenges associated with caregiving while maintaining self-care. Next up, we have our musical selection for this morning, which is a group called Acute Inflection. The group is made up of Elacy Douglas, who's a former Broadway singer, as well as Siddiqui Pierre on bass. Acute Inflections have shared the stage with Jennifer Hudson, Keith Urban, and other notable artists. Their diverse repertoire includes jazz, top 40, and everything in between. One reviewer described Acute Inflection as a velvety mix of Erykah Badu and Billie Holiday paired with the cool grooves of a 007 on bass. They're really amazing. So without further ado, please welcome Acute Inflection.
Hello, everyone. We are Acute Inflections, duo of upright bass and voice, and we want to salute all of the caregivers, the family caregivers, the people who take care of the elderly, all of you who take care of the sick, all of you. We thank you very much, and we salute you for your work and your dedication. Enjoy this tune. I hear the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through. We can make it just the two of us, you and I. Just the two and two of us, just the two, me and you. Us, just the two, 1, 2 of us, just the two of us, you and I.
Thank you to Acute Inflections. Now we're going to have our guest speaker for today, Miss Jacqueline Cherry. Miss Cherry was one of the first caregivers recognized with Caregivers Outreach Mentorship Empowerment. Please listen as Miss Cherry tells her caregiver journey.
Do you know that there is a job that tests you at every level of your existence? This job causes you to dig really deep and makes you exhibit characteristics you didn't even know you had. I bet you're wondering what job I'm talking about. I'm talking about the job of a caregiver. The job of a caregiver does exactly what the name says. It is a person who provides care for their loved one when they are unable to physically, mentally, or emotionally care for themselves. This job is usually one job that you usually don't prepare yourself for. This job is one that you most often don't apply for, but one that you are usually thrust into when your loved one is unable to care for themselves. Every caregiver's story will differ. My story is one that I did not have time to prepare for, but I woke up one morning and made the decision to become a caregiver, and my world was changed forever. You see, I was the caregiver for my father, George. He suffered from dementia, and by the time I realized that he had this disease and that it was progressing, I knew I had to make some life changing choices. One of the first decisions I had to make was that I was adamant about him not being placed in a home. And as a result of this decision, I knew I had to do whatever I had to do to make sure he received the best care ever. This caused me to reach out to an organization which provides assistance to individuals like myself who find themselves in need of assistance when they have to give care to their loved one. I reached out to Come Outreach Organization, and they helped me look through different organizations which could help me provide my father's medical care. And as a result of this meeting, I was able to choose the best medical plan for my dad, which consisted of him having his own primary doctor, his own nurse, and a social worker. And as a result of this, we were able to create a healthcare plan. Now, after I secured the medical team and made the plan, I knew I needed some help because I knew that this was something that I was not familiar with and it was out of my element. So I spoke to my family, and my brother and my sister agreed to help me. Thus, my journey as a caregiver began. I made sure I did everything I needed to do to take care of my father, but there were some things that I really forgot about during this journey, which was me. I forgot to take care of me. As his caregiver, my life was consumed by my father. It affected me physically, mentally, and emotionally. I felt lonely and alone because it was my idea to keep him out of our home, and all of the decision making fell on my shoulders. This disease caused my father not to remember anyone else in our family. I was the only one that he remembered. So whenever there was a problem, I was the one they always called. Whenever a decision needed to be made, I was the one who always had to make the decision. And as a result, my world changed. It was very painful watching the disease and how it affected my dad. In conjunction with that, I was watching my own world slip away. I lost myself while caring for my dad, and I didn't share that hurt with my family or my close friends. I can hear you ask the question, well, how'd you do it? How come you didn't have a breakdown? Well, I can honestly say the only reason why I did not have a breakdown is because my faith sustained me. I prayed a lot, and with the help of this fabulous medical team we had in place, I was able to give my father the best care until he passed away over 7 years ago. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it in a heartbeat. In closing, caregivers are very important people with a very challenging job. They play a vital role in the well being and care of their loved ones, which is why it is really important for you as a caregiver to take care of yourself. Caring for someone else is very stressful, and we all know the complications that stress can bring into our lives if we leave it unchecked. As a matter of fact, there is so much research out there about caregivers and the amount of stress that they are under as a result of taking care of their loved ones. And because a lot of times we don't care for ourselves, we neglect ourselves and we neglect our health. And this is something that we should not do. The research shows that caregivers suffer from a lot of stress. They also have a high risk of developing heart disease. They suffer from depression a lot of time because of all of the conflicted emotions that they are experiencing. And sometimes the caregiver ends up passing away before the loved one that they are providing care for. This makes it very important for caregivers to really evaluate themselves in their situation and to take care of themselves. So, based upon my journey, there are some things I think that you should do as a caregiver that will help you. Some of these things I did, and quite a few of them I did not do. The first thing I would definitely recommend is for you to trust your intuition. If you feel that something is not right, investigate it. The next thing you should do is to get help. Go online and research for organizations that can assist you with your current situation. There are so many organizations out there that are willing and ready and able to give you the assistance that you need. And after you have met with these individuals, the next thing you need to do is to create your plan of attack. How are you going to care for your loved ones? Who are you going to need? And what responsibilities will you have or you will divide amongst your team because you can't do it by yourself? After you have your team in place, the next thing I would advise you to do is make sure you take care of yourself because this journey that you're on is sometimes short and sometimes it could be long term. But you are going to be the one doing all the work, which is going to affect you mentally, physically, emotionally, and sometimes spiritually. So you need to make sure that you have all of the resources in place and then so you can take care of yourself. And why am I stressing that you should take care of yourself? Because as a caregiver, we often forget about ourselves, like I did, and we don't go to our medical appointments. We don't take care of our health, which is the reason why we end up sometimes in bad situations and sometimes end up worse off than the person we're giving care to. So please take care of yourself. The next thing I would advise you to do is to be honest about your emotions. Don't be like me. I didn't talk about how I felt, but it's important for you to share your feelings. It's okay if you're feeling alone. It's okay, whatever emotions you are feeling, the best thing for you to do is to share them. After you've done that, I would suggest that you take time out for yourself. Do something that you really enjoy. It helps with the stress. It helps you feel like you are still kind of in control of your existence and that your life matters. So please find the time of day, schedule it with someone in your family, if not your family, a close friend, or if you have home attendants, make the arrangements for them to come and stay with your loved one for a couple hours so you can have time for yourself. Remember, your loved one is dependent upon you to provide them with the best care possible. In order for you to do that, you have to take care of yourself because no one wants to be around anyone that's unhappy. And you want to give your loved one the best care ever. Remember, your loved one is dependent on you to be their advocate, to take care of them, support them, and to love them. But you can only do that if you take care of yourself. So remember, caregivers need caring too. My name is Jacqueline Cherry Hooper, and I'm a caregiver too.
Thank you, Miss Cherry, for that wonderful story. At this time, we are going to now showcase 5 of the 11 honorees today. Each honoree put together a 2-minute video of their story, describing how the pandemic has impacted their journeys as caregivers. Our first honoree is Elisa Moore, who cares for her grandmother living with dementia, as well as her son who has multiple disabilities. Let's hear a little more of Miss Moore's story.
Hello, I am Alicia and I am a caregiver, and I am caregiver to my grandmother, and also I am caregiver to my son Isaiah, who has been diagnosed with having multiple disabilities. Being a caregiver can be both challenging as well as rewarding. Challenging in terms of having to deal with multiple emotions on a daily basis, and having and you have to have the ability to remove yourself from some of those emotions, and to have the understanding that it is not always about you, especially when dealing with my grandmother who has Alzheimer's dementia. It has been more so challenging, especially these past few months where we are in a pandemic and having to explain that it's not that we don't love you or they don't love you, it's that they just can't come around because they're trying to keep you safe, and um, struggling to make her understand that. However, I would not trade being a caregiver for anything. I love and I enjoy being caregiver to my grandmother and to my amazing Isaiah. I enjoy it. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Dr. Susan Green, who has served in a caregiving capacity for all of her career as an educator and a school administrator. Since the pandemic, Dr. Green's role as a caregiver for her mother has grown tremendously. Hear how Dr. Green describes her journey as a caregiver.
Hi, my name is Susan Green, and I'd like to say thank you so much to everyone at Caregivers Outreach, Mentorship, Empowerment for recognizing me for your 2020 Leon David Simmons Award as a caregiver to my mom, Miss Eunice Green, who is 88, soon to be 89 years old. When I think about what caring for her has been like during COVID 19, I would have to say that it's been extremely overwhelming for many reasons, particularly because prior to the pandemic, my mother lived a very vibrant life where she was extremely independent, lived alone, drive, maintained her own appointments, shopped, etc. And once the pandemic hit, she completely lost a lot of those skills due to the quarantine and the isolation. And it got to a point where she wasn't able to function independently, and it was required that she live with me. And this was a complete shift in my lifestyle because I am someone who has lived alone for the past 25 years. And so it was not only the role of having my responsibility in terms of my job, but also now having this full time responsibility of caring for my mom, sharing my space, readjusting my schedule to make sure that I could be available to take her to the appointments that she needed to attend to, the concerns that I had about the medical treatment that she received, both in the hospital as well as having services at our home, the fear of wondering if anybody that came in contact with her could potentially put her at risk. It was quite scary, and there were some periods when I really thought that um, I was going to lose her, quite frankly. And so it has been very emotional. But I do have to say that there's a part of this that has been gratifying because I'm so blessed that I've been able to actually be home with her during the pandemic and can continue to be at home with her to be a part of the restoration of her health. And thankfully, that over the course of time, through God's graces, I have been able to assist her in regaining a lot of the independence that she had lost for a while. And so I say to all of the caregivers who are doing this day in and day out to be resilient and know that your works are not in vain. So, again, thank you so much for this honor.
Our next honoree is Miss Eileen, who was caring for her father. While fortunate to work from home during the pandemic, balancing work and caregiving responsibility has proven to be challenging for her. Here is Miss Eileen describing her journey caring for her father.
Hi, my name is Aileen Mistake Castillo, and I am the caretaker of my 84-year-old father, Jaime Gonzalez Rodriguez. I've been his caretaker since 2016 when he decided to relocate from Puerto Rico as he could not take care of himself any longer. My father has 6 chronic diseases, and 2 years ago, he became a dialysis patient. During the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic, I faced a major challenge of taking care of him as I worked from outside my home. As I was thinking what I can do, my employer decided to let all staff work from home in order to minimize the risk to staff and to the families. I worked from home and I took care of my dad simultaneously without affecting my performance at my job. It hasn't been easy, and I thank God for the opportunity to care for him just like he cared for me. I am also thankful to Pastora Nelly Perez for nominating me for the 2020 Leon Davis Simons Award.
Our next honoree is Janet Serrate, who was the sole caregiver for her mother living with Alzheimer's. Prior to COVID 19, Ms. Serrate's mother lived at a care facility until her daughter felt the need to bring her mother home for safety reasons. Please listen to Ms. Serrate tell her story.
Hello, my name is Janet, and my mother's name is Millie, and she is 86 years old. During these days of uncertainty with COVID 19 and dealing with a loved one suffering with what I call the silent keeper dementia, could sometimes be as worrisome and debilitating for the care provider as well. When my mom was initially diagnosed, she told me that until she was unable to care for herself, she did not want to be a burden to anyone, while trying to allow her to stay independent, something she fought so hard to maintain. I could see that this crippling illness was getting the best of her. Within the last 10 years, we have been playing a back and forth game of where is mom going to stay this week. I have always wanted my mom to feel comfortable and safe wherever she laid her head. So I would try my best to accommodate her wishes in her wanting to stay in her own apartment. In accommodating her wishes, I would stay with her to assure her safety. But then I would make excuses to convince her to return back to my apartment. As February of 2020 rolled in and we were becoming aware of COVID 19's devastation, I remember telling my mom minimum information about the illness, but told her we had to isolate ourselves in my apartment for both our safety until it was over. So now I had to figure out how I would keep her safe, busy, and mentally stimulated. The following are things I would do to minimize her anxiety. I engage her in conversation and she would talk about her past. I also played the music she once listened to while young, like Why Don't You Believe Me by Joni James and Teardrops on My Pillow for the One I Love by Little Anthony and the Imperials, and You Belong to Me by the Duprees. That was my dad's song for my mom. She also enjoyed playing board games. Her favorite is Trouble. We also both watched the Spanish soap operas. We both enjoy it together. On other occasions, I asked for her assistance in preparing dinner. Now, in terms of physical exercise, she walks with her walker as much as allotted in my apartment. Those are some of the things I do with my mom to lessen her anxiety on her good days. But she too has her bad days, like all of us, and it is then that I remind myself on who she was before the silent keeper, dementia, robbed me of my best friend, my mom. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Joan Kilcullen, who was caring for her mother, providing 24-hour care until her passing this past June. Here is Joan recalling all the wonderful memories of her and her mother.
Hi, my name is Joan Kilcullen. I was the caregiver for my 98-year-old mom who was bedridden due to a foot ulcer, which kept getting worse. She was also nonverbal due to dementia. She resided with me from June 2015 to June 2020 when she passed away. COVID impacted my life in many ways. Fear, my mom and I would contract this plague because we are both in the high risk percentile for seniors. Coronavirus also added to my anxiety. Listening to the news each day brought a paralyzing fear. And to add to my anxiety, my son lost his job, making me very sad and concerned. What would the future hold for us? I also felt isolated from my family and from my church. Not being able to leave my home in any way or form kept me in a state of uncertainty. However, it magnified my faith. Another emotion that arose was fear of feeling lonely for the first time in my life. Not able to actually touch another human being or to kiss my kids or be visited by anyone was difficult to experience. I also had to depend on them to do my grocery shopping, which meant waiting on very long lines, risking their own health, especially during the lockdown. They would leave the groceries in the lobby of my building. That was to prevent any traffic into my home. Lastly, I want to just mention my mom was in home hospice care during COVID. She was visited by visiting nurse services once a week. And so I was afraid that they would come in and infect her. My thoughts were after having my mom safe for 98 years to get sick by COVID would be incomprehensible. My heart would be broken. I couldn't fathom taking her to a hospital. I became her full-time nurse, doing everything from feeding her with a dropper, giving her medication, changing her dressings, bathing her, providing physical therapy. It was truly difficult. She was like an infant, although she was an adult. I had to read her facial expressions in order to determine how I can help her. Eventually, she passed away a natural death in her sleep. This is how COVID impacted my life as a caregiver. Thank you for letting me share.
At this time, we have another musical selection from Acute Inflections.
For all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrongs that you made right, for every dreams you made come true, for all the love I found in you. I'll be forever thankful, baby. You're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifting me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you love me. 'Cause you love me. Because you love me. Yes, love me. Yes. You gave me wings that made me fly. You touched my hands, I could touch the sky. I lost my faith, you gave it back to me. You said no stars was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you gave me. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifting me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me five 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, because you love me. Yes. Ooh, all the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me fire 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you love me. Yes, because you love me. Oh, because you love me. Yes, you love me. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm everything I am. Oh, I'm everything I am because you love me, love me, love, love me. Yes, you love me, love me, love me, love me. Oh, I'm everything I am because you love me.
Okay, so we're at that time where we're going to showcase our next 6 honorees. Next up, we have our honoree, Carrie Ford. Carrie Ford is the sole caregiver for her aging mother, whose physical and mental well-being showed signs of decline during the pandemic. To ensure her mother's health remains safe, Miss Ford continues to keep her mother engaged and active during what we call now our new norm. Let's hear more about Carrie's story.
Hello, my name is Carrie Ford, and I am currently the caretaker for my mother during COVID-19. She is 85 years young. I say 85 years young because prior to pandemic and the shutdown, my mother was pretty much still independent, very vibrant, outgoing, social kind of person. Very much involved in church activities, still traveled with her peers, maintained an Avon business that she's had since 1974, even after retirement from the courts. But with pandemic, all of this has been removed from her, as I'm sure for most people. This has required me to step up and do all of the outside duties along with inside duties, shopping, cooking, cleaning, making sure she takes her medication, making sure she keeps up with the doctor's appointments, whether it's virtual or in the office. Pandemic has had a severe effect on my mom. She started to suffer with depression, anxiety, and panic attacks. I've had to come up with different tools to get her through these times. Sometimes I've crawled into bed with her, held her hand, and just to let her know that we're going to get through this. We're going to make it to the other side. It's been difficult for both of us, but I've really had to put my fears aside so that I can see to it that she stays safe and healthy. We go out for walks from time to time so that she can keep her mobility up. I'm getting her acclimated to what our new norms are. Even if we never go back to what things were before, she has to become accustomed to what things are now and what they'll become for our future. It's not always easy, but it's something that I would always do. Not only do I look after my mom, she has a friend in the building who doesn't have anyone that lives close by. So I also help her out. I keep a little COVID-19 table, as I call it, where I have extra alcohol, hand sanitizer, mask, whatever's needed, gloves. My mother has always been a strong person in my eyes, in my sister's eyes. We gather our strength from her. I know COVID-19 has affected all of us in some form or fashion. I just want to say thank you for listening and allowing me to share mine and my mother's experience with dealing with COVID 19. And I hope that everyone can stay safe and healthy.
Thank you. I don't know about everyone viewing, but these are really great and powerful stories that we're listening to today. It's amazing that the work of all these caregivers are doing on a daily basis, not only for their loved ones, but for themselves as well. So it's just amazing to hear these stories. Our next honoree is N. Rick Anthony Richards Jr., who has been a caregiver since 2017 for his grandmother and now caring for his mother, who just celebrated her 90th birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Here is Mr. Richards describing his journey as a caregiver.
Greetings and happy holidays to all. First, I'd like to thank God and Com Inc. for this distinguished Leon David Simmons Award. I'm a gospel, jazz, R&B standard singer with great stage presence. Since COVID-19 pandemic began, I have become unemployed, which has brought on difficulty with taking care of my 90-year-old mother, long distance, who resides in South Carolina. Many barriers, and to name a few, the inability for healthcare agencies in South Carolina to screen and hire potential healthcare professionals to assist a family member with the care of their loved one has been difficult. Therefore, in late April, we decided to relocate Mom to Louisville, Kentucky, to live with my brother, where she would be able to get around the clock care. Mom suffers from short term memory loss, but great long term memory. And at times, she becomes a little depressed because she's been taken away from her familiar surroundings. And most of all, she missed our family and friends back in South Carolina. However, Mom does understand that she cannot live alone. Her medications are administered by my brother, and I'm in constant contact with Mom's medical providers there in South Carolina. However, the goal is once a vaccine has been discovered or once it's safe to return her to South Carolina, my intent is to get her back home and reunite her with family and friends, and hopefully be able to hire someone to assist us in the 24-hour care of our mom. Nothing against our beautiful nursing facilities, but right now that's not an option or a need to be an option for our mother. To all the caregivers in New York City and around the world, I say stand strong and continue to do what God has asked us to do.
Thank you. Our next honoree is Norma Castillo, who, after becoming unemployed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, also became the caregiver for her three sisters, her niece, and grandfather, who all tested positive for COVID. Ms. Castillo's dedication to her family and her resiliency to push through during these trying times made her a perfect candidate for this award. Ms. Castillo's video is conducted in Spanish. However, it will be translated online once posted.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Norma Castillo. Quiero hablar de cómo fue este año del 2020. Para mí fue muy fuerte porque en primer lugar perdí mi trabajo. En segundo lugar llegó esta epidemia tan fuerte y horrorosa que tuve tantos problemas con mi familia en cuanto se refiere a que ellos fueron afectados. Mi hermanita más pequeña fue afectada. Ella duró 2 meses y 2 semanas que salía siendo positiva aún todavía. Después de eso, mi otra hermana, la segunda de mi hermana, cayó enferma, también le dio el COVID. Yo tuve que coger todo ese proceso para yo darle mi atención. Y digo que en realidad Dios sabe lo que hace, perdí mi trabajo por esa razón, que Dios me tenía para que yo ayudara a mi familia. Fueron 3 hermanos y mi hija menor de 14 años que también estuvo afectada. Mi papá de 87 años no lo tuvo por la protección que yo le di y todas mis precauciones sobre ellos. Me siento muy feliz porque gracias a Dios ninguno murieron, están vivos y yo puedo darme la gracia yo misma porque Dios me dio el valor para yo poder asistir a toda mi familia. En cuanto se refiere, llegaba a mi casa, era lo mismo, desinfectando todo para que mis otros 2 hijos no se me infectaran y manteniendo la limpieza siempre en orden. Espero que con este video todo el mundo, si le pasa, hagan lo mismo con su familia, porque familia es todo en la vida. Yo me siento ser una héroe de ellos por esa misma circunstancia. Y si tendría que hacerlo de nuevo para otra gente que no sea mi familia aún, también siento que tengo la voluntad de hacerlo. Porque esto no es cosa de familia ni nada. Esto es de que hay que ayudar y el que lo necesite, uno tiene que estar. Y siempre estar fuerte y strong, fuerte como yo fui. Y si tengo que hacerlo, lo voy a seguir haciendo como sea. Porque Dios me ha dado la potencia para eso.
Our next honoree is Yvette Pickett, who is the caregiver for her parents. Ensuring the well-being of both her parents during the pandemic has become the main priority for Ms. Pickett. Hear how Ms. Pickett describes her journey as a caregiver.
Good morning. My name is Yvette, and I just want to take this opportunity first and foremost to say I'm very thankful to God for being recognized by such a prestigious organization as the Caregivers Outreach Mentorship Organization. During this time of the pandemic, I had an amazing opportunity to help my spiritual parents. I don't have parents of my own, but when I became a Christian, they adopted me as their daughter. So they actually live in Manhattan. I work in the Bronx. So I would go from work to their home, make sure they had meals, make sure they went to the grocery store, make sure they had things in the home that they needed. I was in contact with their doctor the entire time throughout this pandemic to make sure they were following up with their appointments, they had their medications. In addition to being able to take care of them with their physical needs, I was also making sure that their spiritual need was being met. So I would go by their home, have prayer services with them, have Bible study with them, have church service with them, because we know that during the time of this pandemic, it was affecting people not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. So it was very important for me to be able to meet them in a holistic way. So I was very thankful to God for that. They're wonderful people. They love the Lord, and I'm just so humbled to be able to have been able to take care of them during this time of the pandemic. I want to end my little video with the scripture. It's from Matthew chapter 25, and it states, "For when I was hungry, you fed me. I was thirsty, and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me into your home. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you cared for me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then these righteous ones will reply, "Lord, when did we ever see you hungry and feed you, and thirsty and give you something to drink, or a stranger and show you hospitality, or naked and give you clothing? When did we ever see you sick or in prison and visit you?" And the king will say, "I tell you the truth, when you did it for one of the least of my brothers and sisters, you did it unto me." Thank you so much again. God bless and take care.
Amen. Thank you for that, Yvette. Our last 2 honorees represent youth caregivers caring for loved ones. Before we get into their stories, I just wanted to share a fact or two. Youth caregiver is a growing population in today's society. There are over 1.4 million youth caregivers between the ages of 8 and 18 in the US. So when you think about youth caregivers, what do you think about? Do you think about them missing school to maybe accompany a loved one to a doctor's appointment to maybe translate? They do that. Do you think about them not participating in any extracurricular activities because they have to rush home to help someone with maybe medication management, feeding, or dressing? They do that too. There is little research done on this hidden population who suffers from a systemic lack of support for support from their schools or communities, which can have a dire effect on their lives. As a researcher myself who found a passion to understand, explore, and document the magnitude of how youth caregivers' lives are affected on a daily basis because of their caregiving role, I conducted a study in 2016 looking at the resiliency of young African American males who were raised by their grandmothers and how they successfully transformed from youth caregivers to grown adult men. The young adult men, former youth caregivers who participated in my study, all experienced benefits of being raised by their grandmothers. They felt that, I wasn't placed in foster care and I still had a biological connection to my family, and it really helped in their livelihood. They also indicated that through support from social services, through family and friends, and developed relationships that they had with their grandmothers throughout their childhood, all helped them to maintain resiliency, to graduate high school, to obtain employment, and be successful young men. So as you can see, it is extremely important that we continue research on youth caregivers. It adds value to what is currently exists or lack thereof, and can advance knowledge in the field of kinship care from the perspective of the youth. It can also provide policymakers with a perspective that will inform future regulations, practices, and resource allocations. This is why caregiver outreach, mentorship, empowerment is committed to being part of that research. And as we move forward in support of these youth in their caregiving roles, we will keep everyone connected and informed. So without further ado, we're going to introduce our last two honorees who are youth caregivers. Our first youth caregiver being honored today is Cassie Knight, who cares for her mother, a breast cancer survivor, and up until April, her father, who lost his life due to COVID-19. Let's hear from Cassie about her caregiving journey.
Hi, my name is Cassie Knight, and for 15 years I've been helping take care of my mom, Camille Knight. In 2005, I saved my mother's life without knowing as a baby. My mom found out she was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was breastfeeding me. Growing up, it's been hard. Life is not always sunshine and rainbows. There's a line between expectations and reality. And my life has a whole lot of reality lately. Let me tell you, 2020 has not been an easy year. We have almost gone through World War III, dealt with forest fires, had riots everywhere, and lost so many. During this pandemic, sadly, I lost my dad to a tough battle of COVID-19. His system was already not the best due to him having diabetes, but he was one of my heroes. And the fact that he passed to something so insane breaks me. And being locked up in the house was just the icing on top. I couldn't have a funeral for him. I couldn't see my friends. Nothing was available. I was at the point where I actually missed school. I have my mom though. She's surviving and trying her best in everything that she can do. Although my mom and I can't do all the fun things we used to do together, thankfully that didn't stop us. We still are having fun inside. We still watch movies together. I cook delicious meals for her, decorate around the house. Our relationship is very special to me. Even though we have our ups and downs like many other mother and daughter relationships, we love each other. And I am very blessed to have the responsibility to not only protect myself, but my mother as well. Both of us need to survive and help each other the best that we can. While she is my only parent left, I make it my business to spend as much time with her and enjoy all of our memories that we are going to continue to have. I'm Cassie Knight, and thank you for listening to my story.
Thank you, Cassie. Our last honoree for today, who is also a youth caregiver, is Timothy Briscoe, who cares for his mother, a 3-time breast cancer survivor for the last 14 years. Let's hear Timothy's story.
Hi, my name is Tim Briscoe Jr. I want to first give a shout out to Diane Cooper and the Caregivers Outreach Mentorship Empowerment Inc. For recognizing me as a caregiver, and also Arsenio Walton for nominating me for this special award. Um, I am a caregiver for my mother, Alethea Briscoe, who is a three-time breast cancer survivor. Um, I started caring for her back in 2007, 2006 actually. I was a sophomore in high school when she first was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she beat it that time. Then I was tasked with giving her certain shots and just being there for her and different medicines and things of that nature. And the second time I was a junior in college in 2013 when it came back, and then this last time here during COVID, we found out for the third time back in April that the breast cancer had came back, um, and it was tough for me watching her having to go through that again. But I think that as a family we stayed together, and me personally, I took on the role as caregiver just naturally. It wasn't anything that that wasn't already innate within me. So it kind of was just like, okay, what do we need to do? What do I need to do? How can I help you? How can I help you ease this process? And I was essentially her doctor, just making sure I was there, making sure that she took her medication on time, making sure that she was eating, and just there as also as a companion, as someone she could lean on, um, as someone just with words of encouragement, because it's not easy going through that, especially for a third time, let alone the first. So yeah, this award is amazing. I think Diane Cooper, I think everyone in the Caregivers Inc. I think Larcenia Walton for nominating me. I think that mentorship is key, and I'm glad to be even in the graces of being in consideration for this award. So thank you again, and God bless.
So we would just want to say thank you and congratulations again to all of the honorees that we have showcased today. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Diane to read a letter to a caregiver. Hey, Diane. Unmute.
I'm sorry. Sometimes as a family caregiver, we don't get a chance to hear those words, thank you, for the work that we do. Maybe that the person may be unable to speak, have dementia, in a coma, whatever it may be, but sometimes we don't get a chance to hear those words. So this letter is to the caregiver. Dear son, daughter, brother, sister, friend, or relative, when was the last time that someone asked you how you felt? Does anyone really care about you? Does it bother you that people walk up to me, kiss and hug me, and say that it was for you? I'm sorry. Does it bother you that people walk up to you, kiss and hug you, and then say it was for me, the care recipient? I know that it's not easy to look at me and imagine that there was a time that I took care of you. I know that there are times when I can be difficult, but this is how I deal with my losses. I often think about the good times in my life and may even speak them out loud. This is my attempt to hold on to the way I used to be. I may not be able to speak, I may not be able to see or even recognize you at times, but believe me, I can feel love, compassion, and kindness and patience that you constantly give to me unselfishly. You are not easily angered and never keep an account of wrongdoing. You have been there to protect me and keep me from harm. I want to know that I want you to know that it is you that gives me hope. I can trust you, and I know that your love will never fail. I care about you. I appreciate all that you do. I love you with all my heart. You are so very special to me. In fact, you're a gift from God. It would give me great joy to know that you care for yourself just as well as you care for me. I'll be okay. Just take time out for you. Treat yourself to something special. Smell the flowers, watch the sunset, and listen to the birds sing. And don't be afraid to ask for help. I know that you're doing the best that you can, and you are doing a great job. I just wanted to tell you that I love you, and I thank you so, so very much for all that you do for me. Letter to a caregiver.
Thank you, Diane. Here is another selection from Acute Inflection.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far, don't worry, baby. Call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, oh baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Remember the day I set you free. Told you you can always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow I'll be there when you want me some way, somehow. But baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Oh no, darling, no wind, no way. Oh, winter's cold, can't stop me, baby. No, and you might go if you ever in trouble. I'll be there on the door. Just say for me, baby. My love is alive deep down in my heart, although we're miles apart. If you ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the double just as fast as I can. Don't you know that there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Did you know that there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Oh, no, no, no. Ooh, no matter night, no valley low enough, no, 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 no. Ooh, no mountain high, no valley low enough to keep me from getting to you, babe.
That was awesome. So I have right here with me our assistant, one of our assistants over at Caregivers Outreach Mentorship Empowerment. And today our raffle will be drawn by 8-year-old Cameron. Say hello, Cameron.
Hi.
This is Cameron Stewart. All right, Cam. So now what you're gonna do? You have to get in there. Okay. So now what you're gonna do is shake this up. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're gonna put your hand in there and pull out a lucky winner. Let's see. Who's our lucky winner? Dum, 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 dum. Oh, and I forgot to mention that our raffle is for 1 week, 2-bedroom stay in Williamsburg, Virginia from July 3rd to July 10th of 2021. But due to COVID, that may change. So whoever wins, we'll keep in touch. All right, let's go. Okay, so do you know who it is? Who is it? Turn it around so everybody could see.
Etta White.
All right, Etta White, you are the lucky winner. Congratulations. So we will be in contact with Etta White. All right, so we have come to the end of our program. But before we depart, Caregivers Outreach Mentorship Empowerment would like to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy schedule today to share in this special occasion. Thank you to all caregivers, sponsors, members, and viewers. As you heard from our honorees today, being a caregiver is not an easy role. It is the role that sometimes goes unnoticed. However, today, during the month of November in recognition of National Family Caregiver Month, and hopefully every day moving forward, we will continue to remember and recognize those who selflessly care for others and say thank you for all that you do. For more information on Caregivers Outreach Mentorship Empowerment, please visit us at www.comeoutreach.org. Once again, I was your host, Nikki Stewart, and it was a pleasure being your host today. To all viewing, please remember, be safe and stay well. Diane?
Thank
This
you.
was a success.
Love you guys. And thank you for taking part. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.